Okay, so I'm gonna do a really quick breakdown and review of Seint's Q3 shades of the season. So they've just released these 4 brand new shades. They've never had these shades before, and they're limited edition. And so they're gonna be available now through September 28th. And so it's one of those things, if you're interested in these colors, you wanna grab them while they're available because they won't be sticking around permanently. So they have this shade right here. This one's called August. This one is Jolene. This one right here, this one is called Melody. And then this last one right here is called Homecoming. So I'm gonna start with my favorite of the bunch, and that one is August. It's actually the color that I have on my lips right now. Absolutely obsessed with this color. In fact, I have already bought myself a whole bunch more because these are limited edition, but I want to make sure I can have the shade year round because I love it that much. So with my complexion, I'm more fair skinned. I tend to like cooler undertones for like my cheeks and for my lips. And so August kind of falls right in line with that, especially because it has those purple undertones, which are some of my favorite. But I also love about it is because it's very similar to some of my favorite shades. So one of my all-time favorite lip and cheek colors is the color Plum by Seint, and you can see it's very similar in tone to Plum. It's also similar to like Nude. If you see Nude, right? This one's Nude, this one's August. Very similar to some of these colors that Seint already has. The biggest difference is that this one is a glossy finish, whereas the other ones are matte, so it comes out looking different than the other ones. Just to give you a better gauge, here are swatches of those 3 colors. So this top one is Plum, this middle one is Nude, and this bottom one is Homecoming. You can't really see as much how much glossier this one is than these other 2, but it definitely has that glossy sheen to it. And then it also, because of that glossy aspect to it, I feel like it's just a little bit softer than the other 2 shades, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So for me, August, like I said, it's kind of that showstopper shade out of this bunch, but I know that's gonna be a personal preference for everybody because I know some of the other shades are the ones other people are gravitating towards. Again, this one just works great for my personal complexion. It's a stunning shade. I especially like it for the lips because it gives you, I'm someone who doesn't love a matte lip on myself. I prefer it to be a little bit more glossy. And so it gives me the shade that I love from some of those other colors, but with that glossy finish. And so again, absolutely obsessed. I think everyone should grab this shade. So I'm gonna show you these next 2 shades together. So we've got Melody and Homecoming, and they look pretty similar to one another. The biggest difference between these is that Melody is a matte finish and Homecoming is a gloss. So you can see me wearing Melody in this photo right here, but one of the things that I really love about Melody is that it adds just this really pretty soft flush of pink to your cheeks without it being an overpowering shade. And if you are somebody who tends to be a little bit more on the oily side, then using a matte for your blush color is always the more ideal route to go. So you would probably really love Melody for that reason. And then here's a picture of me wearing Homecoming. So you can see that the difference between the 2 photos isn't super different. The biggest difference is you'll notice that Homecoming has that glossy finish to it, which for me is just the preferable way to go. I really like it, especially for my lips. And because I'm more on the dry side, I don't mind if my blush has a little bit more of that glossy sheen to it. But if you really like these shades and you're someone who has oily skin, but you like more of that glossy finish to your lips, you could get Melody for your cheeks and then Homecoming for your lips and still have kind of that cohesive look at the end. So here are the 2 side-by-side swatches. You can definitely see that they look different on because of their different finishes. So this top one is Homecoming and this bottom one is Melody. Both of them, like I said, super pretty shades. You could combine the 2 and put, Melody on first and then put Homecoming on top of it. Or like I said, use this one for your cheek and this one for your lips. However you want to go about it, they're both stunning shades. You really can't go wrong with either one of them. They're very similar, like I said, in terms of the tone. It's just going to come down to, I feel like, the finish and which one you prefer. I think they kind of both offer something a little bit different. So I think you could totally grab both of them and still be really happy. Okay, and then this is the very last shade. This one's called Jolene. As you can see, this one's much bolder than the other shades that I've shown you. This one is more of an electric coral, very vibrant, has more of that orangey, warm undertone to it. And if you're someone who tans really well or has a darker complexion or just has warmer undertones, then you are probably absolutely going to love this shade. This will probably be the one that's the showstopper for you. Now, in this photo right here, this is me wearing Jolene in all of its vibrant, bold glory. But keep in mind that Jolene is probably not a color that naturally flatters my complexion because I am someone who's fair skinned and I have cooler undertones, but I just wanted to show you kind of the effect and how vibrant and bold this shade can look. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like on lips. But again, keep in mind, it's not necessarily my color. Now, one of the things that I love about Seint Lip+Cheek shades, especially the ones that are darker and are matte finishes, is that it actually gives you the ability to kind of pick and choose how dark or how muted you want that shade to be. And so if you want this shade, but you don't want it to be quite as vibrant, you can put just a little bit on your finger and then very gently tap it on your lips just to add a little bit of color. And then you can just keep adding to it depending on how bold you want that color to stand out. And I have to be really careful because it's super pigmented and it picks up a lot of color really fast. So I am barely touching the product to get this shade, but you can just keep layering it until you get it to the depth and tone that you want. And then because I'm someone who tends to like more of a glossy finish, I would either take Seint's lip conditioner and put it on top, or you could even take a shade like Homecoming, which has that glossier finish, and place this on top. And I think this would be really pretty because I think Homecoming can kind of mute it down a little bit, but also add in that glossy sheen and just give you a slightly different variation on the color. So this is a little bit of Jolene mixed with Homecoming. And you can see that creates a really, really pretty color. So just to do a quick recap, we've got these 4 brand new shades that Seint just released as part of their Q3 shades of the season. They're limited edition, so it means that they're not going to be available forever. They're available now and they're going to be available through September 28th or while supplies last. So if they run out before that, then you're just out of luck. So I would recommend grabbing them sooner rather than later, especially because if you're anything like me and you end up falling in love with some of these shades, you're gonna wanna be able to stock up on them before they're officially off the website, so that way you can have them year round, because I'm telling you, some of these shades are gonna become your favorites, I can guarantee it. And again, they're stunning individually, but you can also mix and match and create some other really pretty combinations. So in my opinion, it's worth grabbing all 4 for sure. So be sure to let me know if you have any questions, and I will go ahead and I will link all of these new shades so that you can grab them. And then as always, if you are interested in the other makeup products that I use and you are interested in getting color matched, I will go ahead and include my color match form here. Just fill out the information and submit a photo of yourself in natural lighting without any makeup on, and then I can let you know exactly which colors to get for your skin tone and give you a breakdown of everything you need to get started with this makeup line. And then Seint also has a business side where you can actually be an artist for the company, where you share about the products, and as you share and people purchase, you're able to earn some commissions off of those sales. And so if that's something that you're interested in, then I would absolutely love to get you some more information about it. I will go ahead and include a link that kind of breaks down what the Seint Artist Program is and how it works. And if it's something that you would like to be a part of, then I would love to chat with you more about it, see if it would be a good fit for you. And if you decide that it is, then I would love to mentor you here in Seint.